All right. Well, hey guys, this is Tyler Slivinski, and I'm sitting with my mother, and we're going to be talking something that has been in the family for a couple decades, and it is something that it holds great significance in my mother's heart, and that is Irish soda bread. Here she is.
Hi, I'm Tyler's mom. I'd like to share with you some information about it was my grandmother's Irish soda bread. She made the Americanized version of it. It's a little sweeter. The original version was just made with 4 simple ingredients, but I have a different recipe.
All right. And that different recipe, right? Do you know if it was you that tweaked it, or if it was your mother that tweaked it, or who tweaked it?
I believe it was my mother.
Okay.
Because they had been making it for so long, and the original recipe is dry.
Mm-hmm.
So they added buttermilk, butter. Mm-hmm. The caraway seeds were big. In the original Irish soda bread, the traditional Irish soda bread, there was no caraway seeds in it. So it really became more like a cake.
Yeah, so since this is very like cakey and desserty, would you say that this was made during a specific time to kind of celebrate something, or when
Well,
it
it was just for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
I mean, that was once a year, and we started baking it usually the week before. Mm-hmm. She made loaves for family and friends, and then as the years went on, I did the exact same thing, including my son's history class in middle school. It was really a joy to make because of the feedback that you would get from all the people and the different ways they ate it.
Would you say that was like something that you really look forward to every year? That this idea of making it for other people and bringing the whole Irish soda bread to others who'd maybe never had it before?
Absolutely, because there was other cultures that involved in this. Mm-hmm. People of all nationalities enjoyed it and said, wow, this is a really good cake. And it really wasn't a cake. Mm-hmm. It was really it was called a bread, but in fact, some people toast it. Some people put butter on it and put it in a frying pan. But either way, it's a joy when you hear positive things from people, and I look forward to making them every year.
Do you, I mean, I don't know if you remember, but the story with my history class, could you share a little bit about, bringing that in for whatever it was?
Well, yes, I typically make 2 loaves. If you're going to make 1, you make 2. Oh, and that's another thing. They used to be round, but we put it in a loaf pan, like what you would put a meatloaf in. So when you had a class size of 20 plus people and 1 loaf yields maybe 11 pieces, you're making several loaves of bread.
Yeah.
So I know I made at least 6 from one of your classes.
Yeah.
And I cut it up and put it on a platter and dropped it off at the front desk so that the students could have it warm. Mm-hmm. And from what Tyler tells me, they really, really enjoyed it. So that became, I'll make soda bread again next year.
Yeah.
So the customers, shall we say, grew over the years.
Yeah, it was always pretty interesting to see how, this piece of bread could make people so happy and make people almost like crave it every year. Like my mom, you could talk about how you had a yearly, people would come to you, the same people that I've known since I was 5, you'd still be making
Yes.
the same bread for just because they liked it so much.
Exactly. And, Tyler was involved in so many different things, sports, his social activities, that once you offer a loaf of bread, and it's like, wow, I've never had anything like that, because the stores sell a store-bought. Mm-hmm. And it's called Katie's Irish Soda Bread, but it's dry. Mm-hmm. It's nothing like this.
Bread.
It's right. So this has more of a cake flavor. And then when we were growing up, we'd sit down. The 5 of us would have it with tea. It was just a lot of fun. And to this day, in fact, I'm still using her original bowls. There was a yellow bowl, and I still have it for all these years. And I believe it's the same bowl that she used. In all the moves we've made over the years, it just means something to me to continue to use the same bowl to make the Irish soda bread that my mother did.
Yeah, and that's all, it's great that it brings it back. And then kind of how I want to close this out is, do you have a specific memory with your mother, since you just brought it up about what you used to do together when you were making the Irish soda bread?
Well, that's just it. I mean, as she got older, I mean, I was a young girl. Don't quote me on an age, in my early teens. And I would help her stir it, because once you put the flour in, she didn't use a blender or anything. So that's why I helped her, because it was heavy. The bowls were heavy, and there were so many bowls on the table. So I enjoyed doing that. And we just, laughed and talked, got flour all over the place. It was a mess, but really, really very memorable for me.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this with us, and I always look forward to it every St. Patrick's Day.
It was my pleasure.
All right, have a good one, guys.